I spent one day in Antibes, which lies in the south of France. This is an underrated gem of France, and after having just been to Paris, Strasbourg, Nice, the Eze village, and Monaco, I can say Antibes was truly unlike anything else. And it was so much more than just fancy yachts and old stone walls. Now, I had heard of Antibes before, this hidden village where luxury meets old French traditions, so I wanted to experience as much of Antibes as I could on this day trip. So, come with me and let's explore Antibes, France. Now, I won't spend long on this, but basically, to get to Antibes, you just take a train from Nice to Antibes. It takes about 20 minutes, and it's super convenient. So this here is Port Vauban? Vauban, I've pronounced that wrong. This is an iconic harbour and home to some of the most jaw-dropping yachts that you'll ever see. There's like normal boats as well, but also, just some insane super yachts. And this isn't just a marina, it truly is like a place for billionaires to park their toys. I feel like they call them toys, when you're that rich. And as you're walking around, each one is more ridiculous than the last one.
It just feels insane walking around these massive yachts. Like, the amount of wealth is just overwhelming. I feel like if someone sneezed on me, it would increase my shirt value. It's just, look at this. Like a harbor of, 300 yachts.
But my guess of 300 was way off. See, this port is actually one of the biggest in the Mediterranean, with around 1,500 berths. Berths? That's the word, right? Berths. I don't own a boat, I don't know these terms. Now, know what you're thinking. You're in the south of France, this can't be the craziest harbour there. Well, I had just been to Monaco, but you know what?
Obviously, Monaco had boats that were like massive, just insanely large yachts. But in terms of quantity, this is way more. And personally, between us, I think this is much nicer and more walkable. Out of Monaco and Antibes, I'm picking Antibes every single time. So you have the markets and the weather's incredible. And people are fishing, they've caught something.
Now, the odds that I'd be fishing were low as I am vegetarian, but the idea of getting some food and going to the market sounded lovely. So it was time to enter Antibes. Now, the thing that surprised me the most is that when you enter Antibes, it doesn't actually feel like a tourist destination. It feels a lot more cozy and more like you're walking with locals. Obviously there's tourists there, but it doesn't feel too much like that, unlike some other places that I visited. The streets here are absolutely gorgeous. It's such a cozy vibe, probably because there's not like cars driving around and stuff. Now, obviously I needed to fuel up for a full day of walking, so it was time for a coffee. I just have to say I absolutely love these chairs. I don't know why, they just feel so Parisian to me. It was a mocha, it was pretty good, and now I had the energy to explore the market.
Alright, time to explore the markets.
So right near the center of town, tucked between the weathered stone buildings and shaded trees, is this vintage and antiques market. Now, this isn't a normal flea market, it's more like a time capsule, but with price tags. There's gorgeous artwork, there's also antiques, there's just so much. There was so much stuff. It was actually really fun to walk around. Even though I didn't buy anything because I just had one backpack for the full 2 months of traveling, it was still really fun to just walk around. Another thing I appreciated was you weren't really walking around with too many tourists. Obviously there were tourists there, but it wasn't like catered for tourists. It was more catered for locals. The books, they're all in French. They didn't have a single book in English. So it just feels more authentic, which is quite fun. Now, after perusing the markets, it was time to keep exploring. Now, when you're here, it's worth just, walking around the streets. It's so incredibly beautiful. Every street is so gorgeous. The air smells like a unique perfume of like sea salt mixed with citrus. The streets are cobblestone. There's these gorgeous lanterns that are hanging. It's so nice. The buildings are like old and really beautiful, and I absolutely love the, the window, what are they called? The window things that you open and close, whatever they're called. They're like so iconically French, it's just awesome. A fun fact is that Picasso actually lived in Antibes in 1946, and he was so inspired by the town that he left over 200 of pieces of art here. And other than Picasso, Antibes has long attracted artists, writers, and creatives. F. Scott Fitzgerald actually spent time nearby as well. It's just a place that inspires creativity. Unlike most tourist towns, like this obviously is quite catered to tourists, locals still live here, and I had 2 conversations actually with shop owners, and they were saying how, they live right around the corner, like down the street, and like they live their life here. There were some tourist towns we went to, if you saw my Colmar video, where it just doesn't feel like locals live there, so it just feels like very homely when you're walking around. and it's like a really old town, like old. We're talking 5th century BC old. It was originally a Greek trading post called Antipes, which literally means the city opposite of Nice. And then the Romans took over, the French built massive forts, which we'll actually explore today, and now billionaires park their yachts here. Now, I don't have a billionaire's budget, but I did still want some food. So it was time to try my luck and walk into a bunch of beautiful French bakeries. And I saw this sitting here, something that I hadn't had. I didn't even have it in Paris. So of course I had to buy one. But first off, let's just appreciate this food. How incredible are French bakeries? I'm putting together a video called I Tried Every Pastry in All of France. So subscribe so you don't miss that, because I had just incredible pastries all across France. And Antibes was no exception.
This whole time, I've been searching for ratatouille and I haven't found any. But this is apparently, I think it's coca ratatouille? I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I had the word ratatouille, so I had to buy it.
Each flavor was totally unique, but combine one flavor with another.
And then it tastes like ratatouille in pastry. So then after that, I got a pizza as well. Don't judge me.
Pizza. I know, not French, but, you know, they've always got pizza here.
Taste this. Whole different thing, right?
And Remy, you're right. It was a different thing. This was pizza.
That was delicious, but something's wrong. And there's only one way to fix it. Give me a minute.
Yeah, so I got myself a Fanta, and now it was time to explore the food market called Le Marché Provençal. I mispronounced that as well. And this place was beautiful. And now I had the sugar rush from the Fanta to explore all the incredible food here. Cheeses, olives, things that I didn't really know what they were. Please let me know what this is in the comments. This market is actually quite important in the area, and the structure actually dates back to the 1920s, and it's hosted market life for generations. Now, I don't believe that this is open every day, so if you are planning on visiting, maybe just have a look at when this is open. Same thing for the antiques market as well, because I'd hate to tell you to go on a certain day and then it's changed, so do your own research online on when it's open. Either way, whenever you're there, absolutely beautiful. Definitely worth a visit if you're in Antibes. So many different French foods. It was really cool. Now look, after looking at a bunch of food, it's difficult not to get hungry even though you just ate, so it was time for a dessert. French desserts, man, they're just in a different league. Absolutely incredible.
Up next we have this guy, which is, I forgot what the name is, but it's delicious. Oh, chocolate and custard and a ton of sugar. This could be one of the best so far. Phenomenal.
But look, I can't spend the whole day eating, so it was time to make my way to the next location. And to get there, I actually had to walk past the harbour again, and you can even see it there in the distance. You see that castle thing? That's the next location that we're heading to.
Alright, time to climb up to the fort. It's very warm.
So I did the walk and made it up to the top. This here is Fort Carre. Now, whether you're a history buff or not, I recommend coming here. It was quite cheap, I can't remember the price, but even if you're not into history, the views were incredible.
I would have to guess that this was built somewhere under the reign of probably King Henry II, just by looking at kind of, you know, the times of it and stuff. And I would probably guess that it's somewhere around the second half of the 16th century. It's really beautiful. So funny.
It wasn't, but it saved me doing some voiceover.
Now I know absolutely no French history, so instead, here's me doing a voiceover about this fort.
Alright, I guess I will have to do a voiceover. So this was built by King Henry II of France in 1553 to defend Antibes, obviously, which at the time sat on the border of the country of Nice.
Even if you don't find this stuff interesting, I'd recommend coming here just for this view right now.
Wait for it. That's a pretty good view, right? Quiz question of the day. What shape is this fort? The answer is...
star shape. I've never seen a fort like it. I mean, I haven't got too many forts, but still, I've never seen a fort like this. It's a very interesting design, and I'm sure there's a reason behind its design. which hopefully I'll explain well now in a voiceover.
Man, I am putting voiceover me to work. So the reason this fort has this unique four-pointed star shape is that it was an advanced military design for the 16th century. See, the star layouts gave defenders better sight lines and firing angles to cover all different sites. Now, if you haven't been here before but you're thinking, I kind of recognize this place and I don't know why, well, it actually featured in the 1983 James Bond film Never Say Never Again, starring Sean Connery, and it served as the villain's lair. Do you recognize it now? If you're planning on visiting Antibes, I would put this on your list, whether you like history or not. I think it's well worth the effort in walking there. Speaking of, it was now time to walk back to Antibes, to the last activity of the day. See, throughout the day, I'd kept walking past this place, but there was always a queue. So I made my way back, past the beautiful marina with the gorgeous super yachts, walked the cobblestone streets, past the dangling colorful lanterns, until I got closer to the last spot, hoping there wouldn't be a queue. And I was in luck. This cafe here was Picnic, and it was absolutely incredible. There were so many vegan and vegetarian options, and I got this here, fake bacon BLT, and you know what? It was absolutely incredible. If you're staying near Antibes, then make sure you check out my Nice vlog or my Ez Village vlog. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in one of these videos.